The college football experience week 3 reaction show on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks presented by WinBet. Bet $100 at WinBet and get $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WinBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today.
This is Randy Cross. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience week 3 reaction show. My name is Kobe Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
Been up since 4 a.m. folks. And I'm still super excited because I mean, we got a lot to talk about. I am joined by my co-host. Give it up for former JMU Duke defensive back, the burrito eating, sideline kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing, Patty C in the place to be.
Hi-oh. Well.
Yes, Kansas Jayhawks. Yeah, Kansas Jayhawks. All you fucking fools should have told me. You thought I was stupid. I knew I was fucking genius. You're a fucking idiot. Yeah. Is that my song? Is that good, or have I just been drinking for 12 hours? Which one?
That's impressive.
Is that why?
That is lyrically
agents are gonna knock down my door?
No, yeah. Well done.
Master
of your craft.
Let's just talk about it. You know,
what do we got?
I got a lot of shit to talk about, but there's one.
There it is.
There's one that people laughed at me, and look, I almost don't want to get ahead of myself because I could still eat shit.
No, you can't. I've
cashed, but yeah. I also called for a bowl. Well,
that's looking pretty good too.
And you know, I'm referring to the Kansas Jayhawks, my friends. All right, over 2.5 wins. I locked it up. Some people said I was a fool, but it's not that I just locked it up. I said they're going to go bowling this year. I said 6-6.
I mean, I'm going to take a quick peek at their schedule.
I think they can win the next 3. I mean, obviously they got, I think, the game of the week next week against the Duke Blue Devils.
Credit to Stuart Mandel for putting out on Twitter that College Game Day should definitely be in Lawrence for Kansas versus Duke next week.
Yeah, I mean,
both undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, really, but the Jayhawks offense is dominant, man.
56, 55, and 48 are their 3-point total so far this year. That's essentially like 84 Nebraska. You know,
I'm telling you, watch out. I was trying to tell you, you didn't listen to me. You didn't listen to me this year. Why not? He didn't have spring ball last year.
Well, and you know, I don't know. They definitely showed progress in some ways, but I just felt like you're often very bullish on a number of fronts about some of these coaches. And while in the group of 5 range ranks, they do live up to your hype. When they jump up to the Power 5, this is the first time we've seen it where, you know, you've hyped a relatively, I don't know if you would consider Leipold an unknown coach to the general population, you know, prior to making the jump up, but I kind of would. So I hadn't seen him like accomplish anything yet, really. And then boom, now he's kind of dominating at the Power 5 level with less talent than the teams he's beating. Pretty impressive,
buddy. I hope he doesn't take the Nebraska job. I want him to stay in Lawrence. All right. Stay in Lawrence. I feel like a fucking genius right now. 3-0, 3-0, Duke on deck. The next 3 games are in Lawrence. Duke, Iowa State, who, by the way, I'm on the over and I'm looking okay there.
Yeah.
And TCU.
All winnable.
All winnable. They could be 6-0.
Iowa State tough.
Yeah. But it's in Lawrence.
Duke actually probably tough.
Yeah. Duke looks great.
Yeah.
And I got a key in on these. There we do have. Looks like so. There's some games going on right now. If you're listening to this later, right now, Fresno State just lost Jake Hainer, and it looked to me, folks, tell me if he's back in, but it looked to me like that might be a season-ending injury, which would be gigantic news in the Mountain West. So right now you have Fresno State down 11 to USC. San Diego State's losing by 35 to Utah, but they are inside the Utah 15. North Dakota State's up 21-17 on Arizona and Tucson. Eastern Michigan, Patty C. Shh. I am holding a ticket of Eastern Michigan on the money line as a 20.5 point dog. Chris Creighton, that's one of my guys.
There's one of your guys.
That's one of my guys.
We're gonna see if he gets the chance to make the jump.
They're up by 10 in the third. Up by 10 and Tempe in the third. Hawaii's up 14-3 on Duquesne.
Someone's got to win that game.
Yeah. So those games are all happening right now. So they're saying that they don't think he broke it. Shout out to the people in the chat. Shout out to Chris, Don Play, Dryden. Shout out to Dryden. He was out in Vegas. He's an Oregon State Beaver fan, Patty. See, that's another one. I know we're going out of sequence.
Impressive.
I locked up the over on them.
What was the number on that?
6.5, I believe.
6.5. That's looking good right now. What are they? 3-0.
3-0, and shh. Don't want to reveal my hand till next week, but you know what's happening.
They got USC on deck.
Yes.
They got at Utah coming up soon. A humongous 2-game stretch. This schedule is not easy though for them.
The schedule's brutal.
USC, Utah, Washington State, Washington, and Oregon all still left on the schedule. All of them looking really good.
Yeah. Look, last week I hit on 5 double-digit dogs on the money line.
Yeah.
If you include Wyoming last night, which was 1, I hit on Kansas. Now I know this line finished at 8, but I had it at 10.5.
It counts.
That would be 2 for me.
Yeah.
And
Eastern Michigan 3.
Well, and then Bowling Green was the big one for me. But you know, I also had South Alabama, and they fucking destroyed me. South Alabama should have won that game. Their coach goes for a 4th and 2, like pretends he's kicking a field goal. This would have been like a 40, probably 3-yard field goal,
27-yard line or something.
Oh man, just absolutely brutal. Goes for it. They're up by 2. So if he makes the field goal, they're up by 5.
Yeah.
Then UCLA is going to have to
about a minute left. Yeah.
They got to drive all the way down there to score a touchdown. And no, he goes for it, doesn't get it. UCLA drives all the way down there, kicks a field goal, wins the game. I want to vomit, Patty C.
I a little bit understand the logic behind it, but I think the smarter play is to kick the field goal, and trust your defense. And you don't
do it out of a fake field goal audible. Like they went.
Is that what he did?
Yeah. I'm saying, like, if you're going to get the 2 yards, you line up and fucking beat him the way you've been beating him all day.
I don't know. That's one where if it works, it's a genius move. If it doesn't work, it's a bad call, but it didn't work. And it sucks because I think if they had made it, you're right. UCLA hadn't really shown that they could on demand.
That one was a brutal loss for me. Absolutely brutal loss for me. I still had a great day, but yes, let's get to it. Out of the morning games, Virginia Tech beat Wofford by 20. Didn't hit that one.
No,
I'm a bit concerned about the Hokies offense.
I think. I mean, is there any question that you should be concerned about the Hokies offense? That should not come as a surprise to you at week 3.
I mean,
they are terrible on offense.
Yeah.
Their defense, though, starting to come into traditional Virginia Tech form. But what is that going to do? In Virginia Tech's best years, they had athletes on offense, something they don't have now. And so even if the offense wasn't that creative, they still had dudes, and that then they can get to those 10, 11, even 12 win seasons once in a blue moon. But if they're a non-explosive kind of vanilla offense and a great defense, guess what they're going to be? 7-5. 8-4 at best.
And Chris in the chat is 100% right. I think Virginia Tech is hosting West Virginia this Thursday. The early line this week is -2.5 for the Hokies, I believe. Let's take West Virginia all day then.
Yeah.
UConn went to Ann Arbor and lost 59-0. I was on the right side of this one.
I was not. I thought I didn't think Michigan was going to get to 59. I thought they'd top out in the low 50s. Although against UConn, I probably should have figured. And I thought UConn was good for at least one score, which they were not. So they're bad.
Michigan schedule. I just can't get over it.
Talk
sometimes.
about a joke. Well, their point total so far, what, 56, 51, and 59? But it doesn't mean anything.
I mean, I think you can make it an argument that all three teams they played are in the bottom 10 of the FBS out of conference.
I think you can easily make that argument.
Cincinnati
gave us a scare
covered
for a
for
while.
NC Nick. NC Nick locked up and bet Cincinnati minus 20.5.
Get those bets in early. By the time I got to
barely got that one in.
It was 22.5 by the time I got to it. So I did not get the cover.
Yeah. I mean, that one was tough because I don't know. It was just tough because you didn't Gabbert. I mean, I said I wouldn't touch any more than 20. I actually think I should pull that clip from last week because I said anything more than 21, I'm taking Miami, Ohio. I need to fucking tell. Hey, Noah, if you hear this, love you, brother. Clip that thing if you can. Kentucky beat Youngstown State 31-0. This was one. I think I was right on the handicap here too. Where I laid the 27.5, I think it was with Kentucky, but I said like, I could totally see him calling off the dog since he's a Youngstown guy. And that's kind of what happened.
Is he, how is, what was that? 28-0 in the third at end of 3. So only 3 points in the fourth. Kentucky, do you feel like they're legit yet?
No.
Will Levis, 377 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I mean, I think they're good. I mean, that's why this large playoff thing would be fantastic because like on any given Saturday, could they give somebody a game? Sure. Somebody not named Georgia, somebody not named Alabama. Yeah. I think they could play with Ohio State.
They're
Michigan.
In that Notre Dame tier that Notre Dame would typically be at.
Yeah. Not this year, but
not this year.
Texas State, Baylor rolls Texas State 42-7. Oklahoma, Nebraska. This is one I was dead wrong with, especially if you saw the morning show. I was getting convinced. I was like, maybe we take Nebraska. No, if anything, maybe they will miss Scott Frost because Scott Frost always played in 1-score games.
I think you are delusional if you think they would have kept it within 1 score in this game.
Well, I mean, they did last year. And Oklahoma was fucking like what 11-2 last year.
But Nebraska was a far different team.
They won 3 games last year.
That's true, but they were a team that kept it close against good competition last year. This year,
all their losses were by single digits
against terrible competition. Though Georgia Southern just got rolled by.
I'm just saying they did that last year when they lost to Illinois and they lost to other schools. They're just.
Touché.
I don't know.
Maybe Scott Frost would have found a way to keep it close,
man.
I guess when your track record is that long of keeping it close, then maybe you don't just assume he gets blown out for the first time.
Oink oink in the chat saying Nevada is refusing to forfeit against Iowa. They are in a third weather delay right now. That's awesome. I agree. Look, it's only, what was it? 17-0 or 21-0. Fuck it.
Wait, what time is it?
A win is a win is a win.
It's 10:16 here. They're in what, Central Time?
60 minutes of football, baby.
So it's after midnight there. Go ahead, Nevada.
That's actually key for your over.
Let's go.
That's key for your over.
Let's go, Nevada. Let's get this W.
You get your money back if they.
Oh man, yeah, cancel it all.
Cancel this shit. What do you? I mean, Oklahoma looks super good. I hate that offense.
Yeah. Chloe was harping on it all day, and he's right. You know,
there's like UCF when they ran this with Josh Heupel. They didn't run this with Frost. With Heupel, they do this fucking super fast tempo offense, and I feel like Hendon Hooker doesn't do it nearly as much as Dillon Gabriel or Jeff Lebby. I mean, not who was the quarterback for Ole Miss last year?
Matt
Corral.
Yeah.
These two quarterbacks drive me crazy.
They get these quick little skinny guys.
It's like I'm gonna run quickly for 6 yards and do a fast slide.
Yeah. And you know what's gonna happen to Dillon Gabriel when he
Yeah.
gets into the pros? The same exact shit that already happened to Matt Corral. Before the preseason's even up, he's already broken in half. But you can get away with it in college and do these little slides.
That offense drives me fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, cause I just feel like to me, if I was the other team, I would say, all right, if they want to pull that shit, like that quick slide shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell one of my like reserves, fucking take him out of the fucking game.
They do.
You know what I mean?
They do
like,
this shit. When we're complaining about college football, like, oh, then let's just throw it up as a 50-50 and get the flag. Oh, let's just slide and like get the late hit or whatever. They actually do that. It seems to be part of their game plan to get these little pussy ass penalties. You know,
it drives me absolutely insane. But they did look really good. It works. And it will be interesting to see how they play in the coming weeks.
Works till it's time to get physical.
Oh, I did have another dog today. Yes, we'll get to it. So, damn, did I give you 4 dogs today? Double digit? I think I might have.
I think you rattled it. Yeah.
I think I might have because I had the Tulane Green Wave, my friend.
That was a nice one. Because that one was one I ate shit on. I locked K-State +4 or -14.
Well, buddy, I mean, we're talking about, Willie Fritz.
Oh,
and
we're talking about
Tulane Green fucking Wave.
We're talking about a guy who looks like a golden god, leading your offense.
Yes.
Not
really. Michael Pratt.
He's just a regular looking dude with blonde hair. But you know what? We're going to hype him up like he's some kind of golden god. And you know what? He played pretty well today.
He did.
What did Pratt do?
Shout out to the Green Wave. He had like 95 yards rushing, I feel like. He ran a lot today. I don't know that to be fact, but the 95 yards. I do know that he ran a lot. I watched the fucking game.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
But shout out to the Tulane Green Wave. Look, so wait, I gave you Wyoming last night. Merrimack almost fucking hit for me.
Pratt, 176 passing yards and a touchdown, 87 rushing yards. He's not a mobile quarterback.
He's a baller, dude. He's a gamer.
87.
He didn't slide. There was a pivotal play in that game where he fucking ran through the safety in the line. Like I like quarterbacks to be football players.
Pratt's a man.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to them. So yeah, I gave you what? Wyoming, then Bowling Green, Tulane. The fuck were my other one? Kansas at 10.5.
Is Eastern Michigan? They're up by 13 right now.
That's a huge one. That would be a gigantic one.
Yeah,
dude. I had Merrimack yesterday. You want to talk about a heartbreaker? And I know I'm getting sidetracked. I had Merrimack getting 28.5 at Harvard. Harvard was opening up the season. Merrimack 1-1. I said, fuck it. I'm doing plus 1,500 on the money line. They're up 21-7 with 4.5 minutes left in the fourth, and they lose.
And they're how many point dogs?
I was getting 28.5, but I took the money line, man. I took the fucking money line, and I thought I had it. Man. It was one of the more heartbreaking beats I've ever had in my life.
3 minutes left.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if that was a case of Harvard flexing when they needed to, or a case of just terrible luck. And I can't tell what it is when the SEC does this shit every week. But it seems like it's a lot of luck, and I'm sure we'll touch on it.
It's not just, it's normally not Georgia or Bama. It's like the mid tier of the SEC.
Yeah. Well, Florida's had it twice now.
Oh my God, that game.
Utah doesn't need to throw into triple coverage at the 2-yard line when you're down by 3, right? And then this week, South Florida, what is he?
South Florida had that fucking thing won. If the guy doesn't just throw the ball out of bounds.
Jerry Bohannon.
Throws a dumb interception in like his own 20-yard line. Yeah. They're up. There's 6 minutes left. They're winning. Florida hasn't really moved the ball offensively in the second half.
Falling on his back.
Yes, throws it off the back foot instead of throwing it away, and then they drive all the way down there. They're about to at least tie it up, maybe win the game, and the snap goes low. Below. It's
like
just
15-yard loss out of field goal range.
Oh my God, that game was incredibly frustrating. But look, I want to touch base on more. We're going to go chronologically and talk about these teams, but I got to get this paid. I want to tell you that the College Football Experience Week 3 recap show is brought to you by WinBet. Bet $100 at WinBet and get a $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WinBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by the Elias Sports Bureau. Yes, football fans, the NFL regular season is finally here, and as Week 2 kicks off, get ready to place your bets, lock in your fantasy roster. But if you're going to do all that and be successful, you need to check out the Elias Game Plan app, the ultimate sports betting and fantasy companion for the NFL, NBA, and MLB. It's got everything you need to give you a competitive advantage, people. And it's the only sports app from the most trusted name in sports. Yes, the Elias Sports Bureau, official statisticians of U.S. pro sports leagues, including the National Football League. NFL season's here, so don't wait. Download the Elias Game Plan app today. That's ELIAS. And right now I have a special offer when you subscribe. You can get a 14-day free trial off a monthly subscription plan, but only if you use the promo code SGPN. Find the Elias Game Plan app in the App Store, Google Play Store today, and use that promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Fubotv. If you watch football, you need Fubotv. Fubotv gives you complete coverage of college and pro football with NFL Red Zone plus games in 4K at no extra charge. There's over 100 channels of live sports and entertainment for a fraction of the price of cable, Patty. There's no contract. There's no commitment. You can cancel at any time. Right now, you can try Fubotv for free for 7 days and get 15% off your first month. Just go to Fubotv.com/SGP. That's FUBOTV.com/SGP. Patty C. All right. So I was listening to last week's episode because I'm a maniac and I like to listen to myself. And I want to just, as we go through these, I just don't want to say, oh, this is the recap. We hit or we didn't, but we're going to talk about that. But so Cincinnati beating Miami, Ohio. Is Cincinnati the top team in the AAC in your opinion right now?
I don't know, but I'm looking at Tulane in the standings.
Watch out, man.
Outscoring their opponents 111-20 so far. The only undefeated team left remaining in the American.
Watch out.
Watch out indeed. They have to go to Cincy on the last game.
So blindly right now. And I know we can, I don't want to hold you to this because it's week 3.
Yeah.
Blindly right now, if you had to take the top 2 teams in the AAC, who would they be?
Well, they're not going to have a championship game. I mean, they don't have divisions anymore, right?
No.
The top 2 teams in the AAC, I would still probably say Cincinnati. I think Tulsa after today, you have to consider as a possible. How
about my Pirates, man? They're playing good ball.
ECU is playing. I don't know. It's a very tough, tough division to sort out.
SMU
right now.
almost knocked off Maryland. I mean, you got UCF and Cincy still in there. Memphis
UCF
got the
recovered
dub.
Nicely today.
Memphis got the dub.
Yeah.
Houston looks a little shaky. I just wanted to key in on some of these ones. How about Kentucky in the SEC East?
Even Memphis, okay, but got the win.
Got the win. Survive and advance, baby.
You say Kentucky in the SEC?
Like, talk to me about Kentucky in the SEC East. After watching Florida today and after watching South Carolina.
Well, they already beat Florida, so
yeah. They're the clear cut. Do you think
Tennessee?
Do you think Kentucky's better than Tennessee? I think that's
hard.
Close. I think it's close, right?
I think Tennessee.
I kind of lean Tennessee.
Very explosive.
I kind of lean Tennessee there.
Maybe. I mean, Tennessee's been playing decent defense too, but Kentucky, I would think, is the better defensive team. And so, where's that game being played this year?
Knoxville.
Interesting.
Yeah.
On that, I would have to, I guess, lean Tennessee, but I could easily see Kentucky doing it. Are either of them going to beat Georgia? Most likely not. I do want to check. I believe Georgia has to go to Kentucky this year, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be enough to get them over the
hump.
I don't know.
Georgia looks so fucking good. It's
going to be a wild environment, though.
Shout out to Noah Beanig and Oink Oink in the chat. Oink Oink says, I got KU winning the Big 12. Noah, I was just mentioning you to perhaps pull a clip where I said if Miami, Ohio is getting more than 21, take Miami, Ohio. If it's Cincinnati 21 or below, take Cincinnati. If we could pull that clip, that would be fantastic
just
because that was just fire.
Colby feeling himself
feeling
right
really
now.
good over here, folks. Or any of the Kansas content. I mean, I know I'm really into myself right now. I'm probably no one probably fucking wants to listen to me. You're like, dude, you're a fucking loser. You know what I mean? You fucking just watched 15 hours of college football, drinking whiskeys.
Makes you the greatest man in the world.
That's true. But how about this then? Okay, so we talked SEC East, and how about? I mean, let's talk Georgia. Georgia's the best team in the nation, right? I feel like they're better than Alabama right now.
Flip a coin.
Really? Because Alabama didn't look great against Texas. Georgia has looked fucking dominant.
Yeah, I mean they have looked better to this point, but Alabama still kind of turns it on. Well, they're almost up 35-0. Granted, it was against ULM, but they almost got
Oregon beat BYU today. You see what Georgia did to Oregon?
Yeah, I don't know if that always translates week to week or comparative.
I'm just saying, like Alabama looked vulnerable against Texas. Georgia has not looked vulnerable yet this season.
Right now, I would say if I had to bet who would win a game in a neutral site, I would say Georgia. But as well as Stetson Bennett has played, I still watched Bryce Young make magic when he needed to, and so he'll be able to do that against Georgia too.
I agree. All right, let's move down the ranks here. Army, shout out to Jeff Monken getting that dub. They got that dub against Villanova with 0 yards passing. Sometimes, look, Army was 0-2, and I had them 0-2. Believe it or not, I can clip that one too. All right, full clip over here like Gangstar. They didn't complete a pass. Sometimes you just got to say, you know what, we haven't been winning. Let's not throw the fucking football and let's win the game.
One attempt, it didn't go their way. They said, we're done with it.
Yeah. So it was probably an audible by the quarterback, and Monken said, "What are you doing, you piece of shit? Get on the bench." All right.
And guess what? He must have listened. There must have been criticism. In fact, on last week's episode, if you want to get on it, no, don't worry about it. I said, get away from trying to throw the 300 passing yards. He wants Scott Frost's job in Lincoln. He wants to throw the ball. He said, you know what? It's more important than putting up good passing stats, winning the damn games. So he throws one pass. It's incomplete, runs the rest of the way and gets the W. Well done, Jeff Monken, back on track.
Yeah. Getting that win against a good Villanova team. Abilene Christian covered against Missouri. Patty C. Missouri's not very good. Abilene Christian not going to help you that you did a fair catch on a punt return inside your own 1. Great play.
I did that in high school, not at the 1, but I think it was the 5. My coach said, put your heels on the 10 and don't step backwards. And we were playing against the guy who went to punt for Florida State. And this was back when Florida State was awesome. So the punt went like 500 feet in the air, and I couldn't help it. I had step back. And I fair caught it on the 5-yard line. I was like, fuck, man.
Missouri is one that I don't think is very good. We'll see as the season prolongs. Another one that might not be very good is the former Missouri quarterback transferred over to Indiana. Oh man. Shout out to cousin Mush, who was watching the games with us. He was in the studio today and he had Western Kentucky on the money line, and man, Western Kentucky was the better team, and they lost that game. They were the better team, and they lost that game. They were in control of that game the whole. That was a close game.
The whole game.
It was, but Western Kentucky seemed to be in control of that game. Indiana is 3-0. Is there a more counterfeit 3-0 team in America than the Hoosiers?
Well, don't they? Isn't there a Big Ten?
Well, Rutgers is 3-0.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
and Maryland. Yeah, right. The whole Big Ten East is undefeated.
Who else escaped today from the Big Ten? Wasn't it? I feel like there were 2.
I'd say Maryland against SMU.
Early on, we were
Rutgers against Temple.
Oh, that's right. They were the one. Because Temple had them on the ropes.
Yeah. Patty C. What do you make of Indiana? They're 3-0.
Counterfeit.
And I actually left this, like, after watching this game, I think I'm like, Western Kentucky is better than I realized. I think they're going to be better than I thought they would be in the CUSA.
Without
Kitley, without Zappy, without Tinsley. I mean, they lost a lot.
The coordinator is Kitley's like
right hand man. Yeah. So
kind of keeping that offense going pretty well.
Southern Illinois, the Salukis. I think they deserve this. I was on the Salukis plus 16, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't bet the money line because I actually thought, hey, that could be a game. And knowing Northwestern's history, like perhaps maybe the last time they played Eastern Michigan or when they lost to Illinois State, they are vulnerable in these matchups. I think North Dakota State might have got them one time too.
Well, when your home crowd is 7 people,
okay. What is up with that?
How about UCLA's home crowd today? I
don't understand human beings in 2022. UCLA deserves some of the blame because that game's on early as shit here.
Yeah.
All right. At least it's like normal times on the for Northwestern.
Yeah, you're getting like probably 1 o'clock,
like
2 o'clock.
UCLA's football stadium's an hour away from their campus, and they're playing games early as shit.
Yeah.
All right. Like if you went out last night, you went out with the wife, went out with the kids. I don't know. Went out and got bombed. Right. It's fucking hard to say I'm going to wake up, then I'm going to drive far as shit away, and then go to this game with 12 people.
Yeah, against what you would think would be inferior
against South Alabama, which I guarantee your average UCLA student didn't know South Alabama had a football team.
Yeah.
Look, and I'm not making excuses for UCLA. Fuck UCLA, but I can understand it a little more. Like there's like 12. You drive to the Rose Bowl and you pass like 5 football stadiums. All right.
Right.
You pass
SoFi.
You pass the Coliseum, that soccer field where LAFC plays.
Yeah.
You got to go. You go by Dodger fucking Stadium, right? You go through like all of LA to get to this one stadium. Stupid. It's just stupid. Look, I like the Rose Bowl. I mean, not really, but because their security is a bunch of
Rose
hacks.
Bowl is
but
even more drastically like pathetic because it's 100,000 seats, and you've got 2,000 people in it.
But I feel like night games do okay at the Rose Bowl. But you got it. Why are you playing this early?
Yeah.
What was there a fucking Jay-Z concert tonight or something? I don't understand.
Right.
But Northwestern, I'm like, that's a normal time zone. That's at a more decent time where I feel like it's normal over there. It's also very close. I mean, Evanston is not that far from Chicago.
You also already beat Nebraska, who
you've also represented the Big Ten championship twice in 5 years.
Yeah.
What am I missing? I went in this summer. I was watching Gary Barnett tape of Northwestern in 96, 95. Their fans showed up. I mean, they weren't rocking, but I'm saying like they showed out pretty good.
Yeah.
When I watched the game today, I'm sitting there like, this looks like one of my comedy shows. You know what I mean? There's 7 people there. You know what I mean?
Well, the attendance has been on the decline in general, for a couple of decades now, I feel like. But
and another thing is they're taking on Southern Illinois. Isn't there some fucking alumni that want to come up to Chicago, get bombed, and watch your boys play an FBS?
Yeah, they're only like 3 hours away.
What the hell's happening here?
Come on.
Shout out to the Salukis though. They have that awesome helmet. One of the best helmets. It's like a fucking A&M needs to do that. Just put the Lassie on the helmet.
Maybe they get some of that luck. A&M did hold off Miami in a nice rebound game there.
They didn't look great though to me.
They didn't, and Miami didn't look great.
I took A&M -5, so I mean,
nice. There you go. Solid
There you
cover.
go.
I did not. I took Miami, and I feel like they should have had that cover, but unable to convert anything but a field goal, and even then they missed a few
I got
field
a
goals.
great stat for you. I know we're going out of sequence a little bit, but Miami is the first team since they only went back according to Matt Brown, not Mac Brown. Matt Brown. His tweet is that Miami is the first team since the year 2000, at least. They went back all the way to 2000, right? To record 27 plus first downs and score 0 touchdowns.
Really?
So at least 22 years of going back.
Of data.
Yeah. And might be longer.
Yeah. Just moving the ball.
27 first downs, 0 touchdowns.
Well, I mean, it stood out to me, and this was, your argument about Mario Cristobal kind of encapsulated into at least.
I'm gonna make a fortune when they get good, when fading him in big games.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I mean, just the decision making. What was it? I feel like there was a short yardage situation where they needed the points, and he just elects to go for 3, and it's just. Dude, you got to play to win a little bit. You can't just. He's playing the Pat Narduzzi, super conservative offensive line coach.
They need to play each other. I know they're in the ACC, so it's going to be very exciting when they play each other. But
9-6 final.
Yeah. Hey, I hit on that. But all right, moving along. But what do you make of Southern Illinois? Great, another FCS win. Northwestern. Here's what's crazy: is you just got whooped by Duke. You just got whooped by Southern Illinois. You're still 1-0 in the Big Ten West, baby. It's a brand new season.
That's right. That's right.
It's a brand new fucking season.
Yeah.
Purdue, Syracuse. Shout out to Nagel's Bagels. That's my guy. Great guy. And
talk about one of the most nonsense endings.
Yeah, Nagel's. I'm even going to give you a pass here. Although I'm high on Syracuse, I took the over, and I think it's gonna go in the right direction here. Robert and I has got that offense looking a lot better. The defense is actually pretty impressive, but today was kind of a crock of shit. I think if you're a Purdue fan,
you feel robbed.
That final drive. Can we talk about that final drive?
Well, let's talk about the touchdown. Who's a tight end for Purdue? Number 87.
Payne Durham. He's a beast.
He is a beast. And it was a great touchdown, but he immediately starts talking shit right after the touchdown. And then after the extra point, he starts talking like a ton of shit.
I like it.
Yeah, it's great, but then be smarter. They
Don't throw a flag on that. Shit talking's fun.
Yeah, but you just got to be a little smarter than that. He's just like for like 3 minutes
It's like,
straight. Like,
fuck you.
Yeah,
Right.
And then the special teams coach for Syracuse gets the 15-yarder. So they haven't even kicked the ball off
For
yet.
Purdue, you mean?
Or for Purdue.
Yeah.
And they haven't even kicked the ball off yet. They've given them 30 yards and penalties on the final drive with what? They have like a minute or less than a minute left to go the length of the field and get. Did they need a touch? Yeah, they needed a touchdown, right?
They needed a touchdown, I believe. Yeah.
And then so they just keep getting penalties on critical third downs or whatever. I think the only positive yardage
some of those penalties
actually gained on the
bogus.
drive.
Was the final touchdown.
Was the final
right?
touchdown.
Yeah.
I think every other yard they gained on that entire drive.
Didn't they call it? Was that one a roughing? I don't remember.
I think there was a roughing.
I just know I was sitting there like, okay.
I think there was like a 4th down roughing when there was like an incomplete pass.
Yeah,
like,
I think
dude,
you're right.
That's when you were saying they're turning this into the NBA.
Dude, look, not just college football.
Yeah.
Please stop throwing the fucking flag so much.
Yeah. Especially in like
too much on pass interference.
Yeah.
There's too much on targeting. There's too much on roughing the passer. Relax. Let's play fucking football.
And it's just predictable.
Who's in charge of this shit?
I don't know. We think it comes from the NFL. If it does, it makes sense because lo and behold, last year, every playoff game was like it came down to a field goal on the final play of the game.
There's just so many 50-50 pass interferences that are called. I feel like it's maybe it's just the fact we have God's eye and we watch 8 million games at once, but I just feel like it's way more than ever before. And same with the targeting. And it's hilarious because every offseason you see these like demands for like, hey, we want to make the game shorter. Hey, give Pick Dundee a call. I'll tell you how to make the game shorter. Yeah. Stop throwing the fucking flags. Yeah. All right. On questionable plays.
We don't need 3 pass interferences on the final drive of every game.
If it's blatant, call it. Yeah. But most of these are not blatant. Most of these you're like, it's ridiculous.
And the fact that they call it different on the final drive of the game than they do it for the majority of the game. It's just like all of a sudden they call it to whatever's going to create the most entertaining product. And that's where it's kind of like what the NBA does.
Yeah.
You're about to. The game's about to be over with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, here's some drama.
30 more seconds.
Here's
of drama
some drama
we can squeeze out of this.
Either way, I hit on Syracuse. Hope you followed Dundee and West Virginia won 65-7 against Towson. Guess who locked up WV? Woo! Let's go. Come to the land down under. Make sure you check out all of our picks. SportsGatherPodcast.com, college football section. Hit picks because I did lock that one up this morning.
Which one was that?
West Virginia rolled Towson 65-7.
Yeah.
How about this one though? Buffalo gave Coastal Carolina a game. Buffalo covered the 13 and a half.
They gave them a scare.
The Sun Belt, I don't know how to explain this. They kind of regressed today. You got Marshall losing to Bowling Green in overtime. You got South Alabama, who had a great showing. And in my opinion,
can't call that a regression.
I'm just saying South Alabama looked like the better team. They should have won that fucking game.
They lost. Yeah. So in that sense, it's a regression.
Coastal Carolina look a little iffy. App, we will talk about in a minute.
Yowzers.
ODU, gosh, I had ODU on the money line.
Brutal.
It's just ridiculous. Okay, I'll move along then. Central Michigan blank buck. Now I hit on that. I was on the wrong side of Murray State plus 21 against Ball State. Feel free to tout any of those if you're betting Central Michigan and Bucknell Petty C. I did hit on South Alabama plus 15 and a half. Let's go.
Got that one too. I don't think I locked that one. Maybe I did.
I lost a shit ton of cash on Rutgers Temple. Kurt Warner's son apparently is the next fucking Roman Gabriel.
It's in the genes.
Dude, for his first start ever against a Rutgers defense that had played pretty solid. Let me get a stat
line. Is he a freshman?
Yeah. First start of his career. He was 19 of 32, 215, a touchdown and a pick. Hey, Stan Drayton. I think you got something there. All right. Just keep playing outdoors and don't listen to his fucking father. All right. Yeah. Rutgers was 3-0.
They're alive.
If Rutgers plays Indiana tomorrow, who are you taking?
I think I'm taking Rutgers.
I think I'm taking Indiana.
I don't know.
Maybe
you're right.
If Rutgers plays Maryland tomorrow, who are you taking?
Rutgers.
I'm taking Maryland.
Are you? I'm a little more convinced that Rutgers defense is.
They won 16-14 against Temple.
Well, they only let up 14 points. What have they done in their other games?
They beat Boston College, and they beat Wagner.
Yeah, they've let up a total of 42 points in 3 games. They play good defense. Close wins is the nature of the game. 1 point win against Boston College on the road. 2 point win against Temple on the road. That's what they do.
You're talking yourself into it.
How about this? They get Iowa in Piscataway next week.
Oh, that's a winnable game.
6-3.
Is that
final.
Friday night? Tell me that's Friday night.
Saturday.
Damn it. All right, we want to talk more games here, but first I want to get us paid. We want to tell you the college football experience is brought to you by No House Advantage. No House Advantage is changing the game by offering the most dynamic fantasy sports platform available today. Play and pick 'em contest versus other people for a shot at winning $250,000 in cash. Holy hell, that's a lot of money. All right, download the app, choose a contest, select your player props, earn points for correct picks, and climb the leaderboard for your shot to win big money every single day. You can also win you can test your skills against the house and win up to 20 times the amount of money you enter. Check that out. Sign up with the promo code SGPN at nohouseadvantage.com or download the app to get the first deposit match of up to $25. We're also brought to you by promoguide.us. Yes. Promoguide.us is the best place to go if you're interested in plus EV betting strategies and making consistent profits from sports betting. And I got to say, we've been looking at their daily promo updates and they have some of the most informative in the game. They don't tell you necessarily, what team is the most probable to win, but they'll more so like tell you where to get the best odds and how to track down and cash in big on constantly changing promotions. If you're not already using mathematical models to help you with your picks, what are you doing, folks? Go to promoguide.us and check out their 100% tracked, transparent, and proven method for betting smarter. Once again, promoguide.us. You get consistency, and consistency gives you profit. We're also brought to you by Sleeper. Sleeper is the fastest growing fantasy platform going out there today. They got millions of different players. I mean, come on. Probably already have a fantasy league on there. I know I do. It's a game-changing product unlike anything else in the industry. And now you can win on Sleeper by playing their brand new over-under game, which I played today. And damn it, Tanner Morgan. Everyone else hit. I had Payne Durham. I had, so a bunch of others, but Tanner Morgan didn't throw for 160 or something like that.
Brutal. You know why? Because
Colorado sucks ass. And they're just like, let's just run it to Muhammad Ibrahim all day.
Who ran for over 200.
Yeah. But either way, you want to check out Sleeper because those apps, those props that they have in the app they're just fantastic. On your mobile phone, join our listener group on Sleeper at sleeper.com/SGP, and Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit up to $100. That's promo code SGP. Once again, sleeper.com/SGP, and get a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Quick update. Ellen Goink says Iowa, Nevada was going to be resumed later this Sunday, but they couldn't find hotel rooms for Nevada. Shit, Kirk Ferentz should have a house. All right, have them all sleep over. You know what I mean?
Show some of that Iowa hospitality, some of that cornfield hospitality.
Current update, obviously Hainer gone. USC 42, Fresno 17. Telling you, USC's thing is next week, man. North Dakota State is beating Arizona 28-24, 9 minutes left in the fourth. We got a barn burner.
And they are driving.
Can North Dakota State just come to the FBS? I watched them and they passed the eye test. It's not like a gimmick thing of like, oh, you saw, every once in a while you'll see like an FCS that looks like a gimmick thing.
Well, they've been doing it for a decade.
North Dakota State's an FBS team, damn it.
Yeah.
Stop being such cowards and jump up.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
And if you're an idiot conference that needs to expand like the Mountain West potentially, and you're not extending that invite, wake the F up.
Yeah. Eastern Michigan is up 13 on Arizona State, 12 minutes left. Shh, don't jinx it. Duquesne only down 8 at halftime. That's, I think, exactly what the line was, 8 or 8.5. That should be an interesting watch. I need to get eyes on that. But let's talk about some other games that are happening today, Patty C, because and shout out to cousin Mush who's in the chat. That's a legend right there. As he watched. Shout out to anyone like cousin Mush that could just roll on over to the studio and watch a solid 35 hours of college football. All right. with a couple of idiots because he's hearing me bitch and complain about roughing the passer, doing fucking shots. You know what I mean? What a great guy. Shout out to Cousin Mush. You're welcome back anytime, man. Anytime. And next up, Ohio, Iowa State. Iowa State rolled them. One of my locks was Iowa State over 6.5 wins. That's looking pretty good. Now I'll say this. I did play Ohio plus 19 or 20 or something. I didn't bet it, but I had it on, we pick every game here on the College Football Experience because we're not a bunch of squares, but I lost on that one, Patty C. Old Dominion broke my fucking heart.
Man, talk about a roller coaster of an ending to a game. Neither team could get anything going on offense. Virginia got down into ODU territory a couple times.
Dude, Virginia sucks, but they got the dub.
Yeah.
They got the dub, but their schedule's so soft that I think they still might go bowling, but they suck. I watched that game.
Their defense is playing decent.
No, I think that's Old Dominion's offense.
Yeah, well, I do think that's probably the larger reason for that score.
But Brandon Armstrong turned it on in the final minute. Shout out to him. He threw for 284 today. 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions though. And I don't know, man. I'm just not. They don't pass the eye test.
20 of 37 passing ain't gonna cut it.
They just don't pass the eye test.
Yeah.
It would have been so great if ODU got the win today. I had the money line play.
But they had the lead up until 3 seconds left. UVA kicks the winning field goal in the last play of the game.
And how about those fans? We're going to talk shit about Northwestern and UCLA. Hey, you tiki torch lighting pieces of shit. All right. Show up and support football. What's happening? What is happening in our society? This is football. We get to go see football. Would you rather watch Avatar 2? No. All right. Go support football.
You notice it's all these Nancy Pants universities, Northwestern, Virginia, UCLA, all these academic elite schools.
But when did the tide turn on that?
It's easy to see a tide
because I don't think it was very easy for me to see that when I go watch. I was watching. We talked about this with Randy Cross off the air. He's like, dude, UCLA used to be like the fans would show up in like the 70s and 80s. They would actually show up. Go watch some of the games. They actually show up. What the fuck happened to our? See, we're worse, man.
Yes,
we're worse.
Society is full of pussies now.
Surprise. I'm not happy with the way people are supporting football.
We're yelling at clouds over here.
Next up, Cal, Notre Dame. Oh my gosh. Cal covers for me. Cal should have caught this Hail Mary. For a second, I thought they caught this Hail Mary.
Oh man, that was crazy. The double deflection, landing on his chest, and then him not managing to catch it. Would have tied the game. Would have put the scare. I mean, talk about Mush not getting his cover.
Oh, man, because they had they took what was that, a fumble?
Yeah. What
was that, a fumble? He took it back to the house.
He needed to get
interception.
He needed to have it 8, right? And it was at 7.
I thought he had it for a second. It was tough.
Call back the 80-yard touchdown on the last play of the game, and then throw the Hail Mary. Almost a win by Cal, which would have put. I mean, Marcus Freeman looked mentally exhausted at the end of that.
Dude, I got news for you. I don't think Notre Dame is going to be very good this year. I think let's talk right now. They're 1-2. They got North Carolina and BYU next. I think they're going to be 1-4.
It's entirely possible. Although BYU didn't particularly impress.
I mean, they also had their starting wideouts out, right? Yeah, I think.
I could see Notre Dame getting one of the next 2.
Really?
Yeah.
They impressed you today?
No, but they have played pretty close in all of their games, and so you get in these 50-50 games against decent competition. You win some, you lose some.
Well, by that standard, then when they play Stanford, you cannot tell me that that's a for sure win.
No, not at all.
Okay. And UNLV looks good, dude. UNLV looks good. If Jake Hanner's out for the year and the Mountain West is just wide open now, because I got news for you. Bachmeier don't look comfortable in that fucking air raid. I watched that Boise game today.
Yeah.
San Diego State, Brady Hoke's changing the philosophy of great defense and ground and pound. And let me tell you something.
It ain't working out.
That's not going to work out. Air Force just lost to Wyoming on a game your boy was on.
Talk about 2 games, when you compare them, how the change in philosophy that San Diego State is taking on is having a negative impact. Last year, San Diego State kept up with a very physical Utah team. They beat them, right? This year, they got destroyed by the time the second quarter rolled around. Meanwhile, Wyoming has continuously been a thorn in the side of a super physical Air Force team because they play physical football.
Yeah.
When you cease to be a physical football team, you better have a dynamic offense.
Yeah.
But Brady Hoke, you've never had that.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm worried about them. So let me ask you this then. We got Nevada, who I don't think is going to be in contention. Hawaii won't be in contention. San Jose State maybe can reap the benefits of if Hayner's out. Who's going to win these fucking games? Utah State just got smacked by Weber State last week. I look at Air Force. I look at Wyoming. I look at UNLV. I look at Fresno will still probably be good because Tedford's that good of a coach. Like I still think like he'll take the second string quarterback and make him decent.
Yeah.
But it's wide open, man. And it seems like they're kind of regressing.
Yeah, you're right. What Wyoming, the only undefeated team? No,
they lost to
conference.
Illinois, yeah,
that's true. No undefeated teams left in the Mountain West already.
They need to get North Dakota State.
They do. They might win it this year.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, UNLV, they're kind of playing ball, man. UNLV almost beat Cal last week. Cal almost beat, or at least almost tied Notre Dame here. I think if there's probably another minute or two on the clock, they might have.
Cal had the lead for a lot of that game.
Yeah. I don't know. Then they got to go to Syracuse. They got to take on Clemson. They still got to play at USC.
It's looking like it's going to be a rough year.
Like 6-6.
How about Tommy Rees screaming at Drew Pine? Pretty clear if you're into lip reading what he was saying there.
Yeah.
Basically, run the fucking offense and stop screwing up. But Tommy Rees has never had an explosive offense. I've said it before. When he has great quarterback play, the offense can work, but it's also pretty reliant on having superior talent than most of their opponents, which Notre Dame has. Tommy Rees has never ever run an offense in how many years as the coordinator that upsets a big team. That's been Notre Dame's kryptonite. So without the playmaking at quarterback, Notre Dame is in trouble.
Yeah. And by the way, Noah says UVA fans show up for basketball but not football. That's weird. Strange. That's strange.
Well, right? It's not a physical sport. They
probably think
their delicate
evil.
Sensibilities aren't going to be offended in a basketball arena.
UNLV did beat North Texas by 31 today. UNLV. Buy
Texas.
some stock.
Yeah, I mean North Texas is still decent. Didn't North Texas win last week?
I mean, yeah, they did. I think they did.
I feel like they did.
Yeah.
So yeah, North Texas.
They whooped their ass though. That's what I'm saying. UNLV
coming along.
UNLV.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
Vegas football.
I hit on Tulane. They beat Kansas State. Thank you very much. You're welcome, world. How about this one? I hit on this one. Don Brown. Give it up for Don Brown. UMass gets their first win of the season. They were dogs to Stony Brook in Amherst, Patty C. I wasn't falling for that.
No one goes into what is it? Rentschler?
Nobody goes. No, that's not Rentschler.
Oh, that's
like no. Hold on. What's that stadium? Warren McGurk. Nobody goes into Warren McGurk, baby, and gets a dub. All right, McGurk. That just sounds like a dork, right? Okay. Next up, Georgia Southern. Okay, I lost money on this one for you guys. I'm sorry. Georgia Southern, they're fool's gold.
Yeah, that was not impressive.
I mean, UAB was kind of up the whole game. I don't think Georgia Southern, at least unless they scored first. No, they didn't. So Georgia Southern, I don't think ever had the lead in this game. Shout out to UAB. Shout out to Welcome to UAB. Great fan there.
35-21. Yeah, they were up 21-7 at half and never looked back.
Then you have Troy at Appalachian State. Penny C. Oh man, I mean Troy. Let me just tell you.
And you hung in with the best college football team in the land.
Oh,
unbelievable!
My God. We had let me walk you through what happened here. Everyone's watching The Office. Shout out to Cousin Mush as he pulled out his phone because our internet went down for about 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes, probably 3 minutes.
No.
And
we're assuming
all
this
of
game
our
is
games,
over.
yes, but we're saying, there's about to be a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
We think.
App State was lucky enough to even get the ball back.
They took a safety.
Yeah, they took a safety.
And then booted the ball to App. We missed a couple plays because the power went out or the internet went out.
App got it with like anywhere from 15 to 20 seconds.
Mush pulls out his cell phone. We're all scattered around the fucking room looking at the cell phone. and App, nails the Hail Mary. I mean, it deflects that dude. It landed the receiver caught the ball at the 8.5 yard line.
Yeah.
That's
halfway across the field.
believable, man.
Yeah. Pretty amazing ending.
What is it about App State that's so magical?
Well, the fans like break down the fence. Colby witnesses or points out that some of the fans don't have shoes on.
Yeah,
they're just
great.
like wearing overalls and no shoes.
There's something just great about them, dude.
Yeah.
There's something that's just great about Boone. They're all jumping in a fucking pond. You know what I mean?
Well, and the fans are jumping in the pile with the players at the end of the game.
Every student looks like they ate ass the night before.
Sunbelt, baby. Let me tell you what, though. Next week, I feel like a double wad blowing has just happened for App State.
That's true, but I feel like they got to come back to life now.
That almost might wake them up.
They might be partying all week though. Again,
yeah, that's
college game day comes their first time ever, and they have this ridiculous Hail Mary.
Yeah, they're at least partying their ass off right now.
Oh man, I felt bad for Troy fans, man, but that's part of the fun of college football. What a game! BYU headed to Eugene. They got their ass kicked. Let me see if any of their
bye
playoff hopes. Yeah, so they didn't play.
Counterfeit. Fool's gold.
So both of their wideouts did not play.
Romney and Pakua or whatever his name.
Nakua.
How about Wake Liberty?
Dude. I'm really impressed by that freshman quarterback at Liberty.
How's my over on 6.5 looking right now?
I'm buying stock.
Looking pretty good.
I'm buying stock, buddy.
Even with the 1 point loss. I like that he goes for 2.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Hugh Freeze.
Yeah. Colby has long been saying that Auburn needs to take a look at him.
He's already there. I'm telling you. He's already he hasn't he's just quiet. He's just
Auburn losing by 29
he's at the
to
strip
Penn
clubs
State.
There. Dialing up plays on strippers' ass cheeks.
Hugh Freeze made for Auburn, Alabama.
Anyway, what a great win for the Flaming Libs. Pat,
close loss.
Oh yeah. What a great close loss for the Flaming Libs. Wake plays Clemson next week. Patty C.
Both are undefeated, right?
Yes.
Also a big game. College game day could be there.
Can Wake finally do this or no?
They could. But if you're playing Liberty that close, it's a little concerning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, La Tech was kind of playing with Clemson for a lot of that game.
True. I think we could have a game next week.
Maybe, but they always fuck up Wake for some reason.
Yeah.
Oregon plays at Pullman next week.
That's a good game. The whole Pac-12 North. Look, the Pac-12 really under the radar, looking pretty good. Washington destroys
Pac-12 North because oh man, Eastern Michigan. The lead is only 6. The lead is only 6 right now.
Eastern
5 minutes left in Tempe. Yeah, I think it depends what you look at in the Pac-12. Like I think Stanford's better than what I thought.
Yeah.
Oregon State is what I thought.
Good.
Oregon is actually I don't know what to make of Oregon because they look so bad against Georgia, but Georgia looks like the fucking dream team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Washington ahead of schedule.
Yep.
Cal is kind of what I thought there was. If anything, I thought Cal's offense would be a little better.
Yeah.
Wazoo is better than what I thought they would. I thought they were going to be good too. You can go listen to the preview.
Yeah.
UCLA, I have questions about, but they're still undefeated.
Yeah.
USC is kind of a little bit ahead of schedule from what I thought.
Yeah.
Colorado's the worst team in the nation.
Utah solid.
Arizona's better than what I thought.
Yeah.
And I was even in you. I mean, come on, get out of here. Did Arizona win? What's happening right now with Arizona? They're up 31-28. North Dakota State has the ball, but Zona has a 3-point lead. So
barn burner.
Things are getting wild out west here. Yeah, but I mean, Oregon at Wazoo next week, Patty C. What's your lean there?
At Wazoo? I didn't get to see enough of Wazoo playing today, but I was impressed with.
Well, I can tell you they won 38-7 against Colorado State.
Again, hard to take a lot away.
Can we talk about Jake Dickert though? And his defenses? Yeah. He gave up 17 to Idaho in the first game, 14 to Wisconsin in Madison, and 7 to Colorado State. This is a defensive team now.
It's impressive.
Cameron Ward doing it well. Patty C. We also need to celebrate my other well, first off, Colorado's horrible. I did lock up Minnesota. Let's go.
I locked that one too. Minnesota
easy. Not I didn't sweat for 1 second.
Yeah,
Minnesota minus the points.
Minnesota,
Colorado.
were they your Big Ten West champion preseason? Well, they were one of ours.
I think they were.
I think they might have been
They
yours.
were.
That,
Nick took Purdue. I took Minnesota.
I think I took Nebraska. I don't know if I did. I don't know who I took.
I think you might have took Iowa. No, you took Wisconsin.
I took Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That's what I took.
All right, I'm feeling good about my chances.
Looking pretty good. I think they're low key a pretty darn good team with some weapons. Minnesota.
Yeah.
DJ Fleck rowing that boat.
Row that boat. Row. Patty C. My locks were on fire for the most part. Like I said, I did lose on a few, but I did lock up Penn State minus 2.5 at Auburn. They won 41-12.
It's a nice look.
Hugh Freeze dialing up those plays on the strippers' asses. He's already there, man. I'm telling you. Wait. It's Winston-Salem's on the way.
Harsin is done.
Winston-Salem's on the way from Lynchburg.
I will say that, Harsin can't take more than probably one more of those. That might be the only one that. What's his buyout situation? Is he too expensive to buy out or
Harsin?
Yeah.
Not last year. This year, yes.
This year he's more expensive to buy out?
No. More time that passes, the more
last
time,
year he was too expensive to buy out.
I think it drops after in Halloween or something. I forget, but yeah.
Okay. So we got a few more weeks. Yeah.
He's a decent coach too, I think. he's fighting an uphill battle ever since he went there.
Yeah.
So Penn State, what do you make of Penn State?
Better than expected. A legit threat, especially with Ohio State having some question marks despite putting up 77 today. That offense is going to do what it does. Shout out to Mush for saying this is the type of game that CJ Stroud throws for 6 touchdowns and X amount of yards.
They dropped a shit ton of points today.
Pretty much exactly what he did.
All right. Ole Miss blanked Georgia Tech. Should Jeff Collins come back to Atlanta? Or no, that game was in Atlanta. Should he be allowed at the university tomorrow?
No.
Or Monday?
No.
I agree.
He's it's hard. I mean, if he doesn't have an insane buyout, that's the guy you get rid of right now and start your coaching search early.
And hello, Colorado Buffaloes. What do I have to do to have Rick George, the athletic director, give me a phone call? Who knows Rick George? I'm gonna start this game.
Get him on the horn.
I'm gonna start this game right now, or the school president. All right, because you took one of this was a dominant program for 15 years. This was the equivalent of I don't know what.
Yeah.
What I don't know what
Who's a really
what Michigan's now.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And you've ruined this. You've really ruined this.
Bigger than what Michigan is.
They had the most players drafted
won a
ever in
national
95.
championship.
Yeah. I mean, they were really fucking good. And now they're just nothing. Invest in football. It will bring you money to your university. Hello. Have them reach out. Call 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE. I will fucking answer. Call right now. Set up interviews for Troy Calhoun should be one person you interview. I would say you should even interview Deion Sanders, right? I will say you need to interview Chris Peterson right now. That is your number one. If you can land Chris Peterson, you fucking do it.
Yeah.
I would also interview Bronco Mendenhall. I would also interview Eric Bieniemy. I would also interview. I feel like there's one coach out there that I'm forgetting that I always. I would interview Tom Herman. Somebody. I'm still forgetting one that I love.
Troy Calhoun. I love the Bronco Mendenhall fit. I love Chris Peterson. Deion Sanders seems like a long shot, but it could work.
Those uniforms with Deion, come on.
No, very flashy, very amazing.
Deion Figures. Remember Deion Figures?
Hello, amazing. 64 points today from Jackson State, by the way. That could be a big hire for whoever gets him.
I mean, they should reach out to some of these names, or if not that, instead of a lazy hire, which was Carl Durrell to me.
Yeah.
Even the Mel Tucker to me, I wasn't super excited about. Can we try to do something like Jamie Chadwell? Something that pushes the envelope, maybe as much as I can't stand Jeff Lebby's offense, it might make a lot of sense.
It's blatantly innovative.
Phil Longo. I don't know. Just somebody call me right now. Anyway, I don't know. Let's continue on.
Bob Stoops. Do you think they could get Bob Stoops? Nick Rolovich. Can you imagine him in Boulder?
Yeah,
he should. He's a good coach. Ole Miss 42-0. How do you see his Ole Miss for real, or is Georgia Tech just that bad?
I think it's more the latter than the former, but I think Ole Miss is good. A lot remains to be seen. I'd be lying if I said I watched a lot of that game.
Yeah, the game was very boring. I didn't watch much of it either. New Mexico State lost to Wisconsin 66-7. I hit on that. New Mexico State, still they're winless. I know I have over 2.5 wins. Getting a little nervous. Getting a little nervous over here. Vanderbilt came into DeKalb.
Yeah,
DeKalb. And they got the dub. Northern Illinois, I don't know what happened here. It was 28-21. I think Rocky Lombardi got knocked out of this game.
17 straight points by Vandy.
That's what happened. Rocky Lombardi got knocked out of this game, and Vanderbilt took care of business late. Shout out to Clark Lee. They cashed on that over, just like with Kansas. Shout out to Vanderbilt.
Getting it done early.
Road Warriors. I locked up on this. Boise State -21 against UT Martin.
Squeak that one out.
I got concerns in Boise, man. I had to watch that one. I don't know. I'm concerned.
Only 200
I'm very
passing yards
concerned.
for Bachmar.
Next up, Alabama beats ULM 63-7.
Yeah.
See, okay. Once again, folks, everyone that says automatic qualifiers is a failure, like, don't do that. We don't want to see. What do they always say? We don't want to see Kent State and Alabama. You already see it, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
All right.
It's part of your so-called playoff regular season.
Yes.
Right.
We already see it. What the hell is this game? All right. You might as well give it in the playoff format.
Right.
To the team that wins the division.
Instead of giving us the worst team in the Sun Belt, maybe give us the best team in the Sun Belt. That might be slightly more entertaining.
Mind numbing. It's absolute mind numbing. Marshall, Bowling Green, your boy. Come on. I was all over that one. Thank me later. If you tuned into the morning show, I said you should put your house on Bowling Green. Patty C, Hail State let me down today. Why is it Leach is struggling with special teams? I feel like last year, the kicking situation, this year, they missed an extra point. The fucking punt returner. You cannot do that in a place that lit, because momentum is a real thing in Baton Rouge. I have been to that stadium. If you let a couple bad plays happen, it's like a snowball effect, man.
I almost felt like the guy, I don't even know if that penalty exists in college football, where the guy was like in his like return area, because he basically was trying to find it in the light, and the guy was 1 inch away from him and then moved out of the way. And he wasn't even able to like lunge his body forward enough to get the catch. It kind of dropped, hit his hands, and then boom, Muff City. LSU gets the ball at the 5, and that's pretty much all she wrote.
Yeah. I mean, after that, LSU's momentum was fucking on point,
because Mississippi State had the lead at that point.
Yeah,
right?
and they had kind of had to lead the whole game.
Yeah,
and that was like the turning factor. Now they weren't blowing them out, but I'm saying, like, you let that. I've been to that stadium, man. That stadium gets fucking absolutely bananas.
Up 16-10 at the start of the fourth quarter, 21-0 in the fourth quarter in LSU's favor.
Momentum, man.
Yeah.
Then the Camels, Chunky Soup, came into Greenville, North Carolina. 49-10. We take care of Mike Minter, former NFL player. Don't worry about it. He's gone. All right, he's nothing in Greenville. All right, moving along. I locked up Duke minus the points against North Carolina A&T.
I locked that one too.
Let's go. Sorry, Terrell Furman Jr. Duke, Kansas. Can we talk about how great that matchup is?
Who is it? Riley Leonard? Who is
Riley Leonard.
11-12, 155, 2 touchdowns. Efficient, not spectacular, but 11-12.
Telling you, this is the year of college basketball. Look at this. On the gridiron.
Kentucky?
Yes. North Carolina's undefeated. They're 3-0. Duke's undefeated. Kansas is undefeated.
Oh shit. Wait, are all four undefeated?
Gonzaga, what are you doing? Get your football program back together.
Right. The time is now.
Man. Next up, Jacksonville State, Rich Rodriguez. Wow. I think this is the game I was on. This is
the one that
I've done.
I was hyping Jacksonville State, and Nick basically peer pressured me into locking it.
Blaming it on NC Nick.
I am blaming it on NC Nick because I did not want to lock this, and boy, did Tulsa
score
throttle them.
Was 40-3 at halftime. Look, when we thought Jacksonville State was turning that corner.
The evidence has been falsified. It's impossible. I never broke the law. I am the law.
How was Tulsa able to so thoroughly control that?
They're one of the strangest teams for like the past 30 years of college football.
Yeah.
You play them, Alabama could play Tulsa, and I'm like, this might be a game. But then Tulsa could go take on Incarnate Word or fucking
and take a terrible
Dixie
loss.
State and take an L.
I mean, they are the kryptonite of
UCF.
Yeah.
They're a strange team to read, man. They're a very strange team to read. Tennessee blanked Akron, or no, they didn't. 63-6. My Zips got 6 points. I'm happy about that. Southern Miss dropped 64 on Northwestern State. There you go, Sunbelt. Arkansas State. Oh, man, I had to sweat this one. I had the money line too. I'll be honest. I lost on that, but at least the 15 covered for me. Got it done. And I'm going to read one more fucking ad, and then we are going to recap the final games and get out of here. I want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by Run Your Pool. Yes, Run Your Pool VIP is here, people. A brand new subscription service from Run Your Pool that helps you get an extra edge against the books, plus exclusive access to real money pools. Look, I mean, they're doing $5,000 payouts for each week. Also, season long pool with a guaranteed $100,000 payout. So, people, use the promo code SGPN VIP at runyourpool.com/VIP and get 50% off your first month of Run Your Pool VIP. Once again, that's code SGPN VIP at runyourpool.com/VIP. We're also brought to you by Odds Trader. Odds Trader is the place to compare odds from all the major sports books. You can also compare the different sign-up codes and promo codes from sportsbook to sportsbook to assure that you get the best deal possible. And let me tell you, it's got a bet tracker. It helps organize all your games. So go check out oddstrader.com/Blue Wire. Odds Trader, the #1 site for all your game day bets. We're also brought to you by Sling TV. Yes, it's college football season, which means you need the unbeatable coverage of Sling TV. Starting at $35 a month, Sling has all the biggest games on the biggest channels like ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN3, SEC Network, ACC Network, Fox, and the Big Ten Network, all for the best price. You can stream on any device. Record up to 50 hours with included DVR space or pause or change your service at any time. Check out sling.com for special offers. Sling, the live TV you love for a price you'll love. Try us today. All right, Patty C, here we are. Well, we're still talking games. North Carolina State covered 27-14 against Texas Tech.
Nice.
You're sold. You're sold on NC State.
I'm not sold on them.
Buy that stuff
as a national championship contender.
ACC championship contender.
Certainly an ACC championship contender. Certainly, maybe the favorite at this point.
Really, over Duke?
I mean, I think that could be your ACC championship game. Very easily.
Little Duke State matchup.
Duke State could be a little.
Let's talk about the ACC for a second. What would be your ACC championship right now?
Ideal.
No,
or
if you had to bet right now, who's in the ACC championship?
If I had to bet, let me take a glance at these standings real quick. I mean, we got the contenders essentially. I mean, the Atlantic. You got Clemson, Florida State, Syracuse, and NC State, and Wake, all legitimately in contention, all undefeated. 5 undefeated 3-0 teams in the Atlantic Division right now. In the Coastal. That's another crapshoot. I don't know. The only team that's out of it, I would say, is Georgia Tech. Virginia seems like a bit of a long shot at this point, but yeah, I don't know. If I had to guess right now, out of the Coastal, I'm taking
North Carolina.
I might be taking Duke, dude. It's between Duke and North Carolina, I think.
Yeah.
And then
maybe Pitt. You got to throw Pitt in that.
You can't count Miami out either. In the Atlantic, I would say at this point, NC State is my favorite.
Really? Not me.
No.
I think I go Clemson or Wake before them.
Interesting. I think they've just shown
Florida State. If had they not got all those body bags, I mean, everyone just got injured on Florida State.
Yeah, but I wasn't ever really convinced on Florida
State.
That
defense looked a little shaky, even with those guys in there. Shout out to K2 in the chat, says Kansas need to be ranked. Patty C.
I agree. Playing good football.
What else do we got right now? Let's go through we got to get through this episode. All right.
Yeah, let's get.
Eddie George got blanked by Rick Stockstill. Look, just got extended. Fuck you, those haters that I hated Rick Stockstill. They're 2-1. They won 49-6.
They're beating up on FCS competition. Yeah. You said you're trying to get through this episode. Let's go.
Charlotte beat Georgia State. What the hell?
Unbelievable. This team hasn't done anything for the last few weeks, and they come out and drop 42 on a decent Georgia State team.
I don't even understand what this is. The biggest anomaly in college football today.
What, trying to
forecast that fucking game and understand how Charlotte beat Georgia State.
They lose to Florida Atlantic 43-13, to William and Mary 41-24.
The defense looks like the worst defense I've ever seen.
To Maryland 56-21, and then they turn around and beat Georgia State, who only lost to North Carolina by 7 the week before.
Yeah.
And then they beat them straight up in Atlanta.
Yeah.
What?
This makes no season. I mean, that's why you need a large playoff. This is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Because that's everything that we watched was a lie. I don't understand. Next up, Road Rash Face comes into Arkansas, almost pulls this thing off. Shout out to well, you did die down there in Fayetteville. Man, this was close. Do you have concerns about Sam Pulled Pork Pittman, or were they just sleepwalking?
I do have some concerns, but man, were they explosive when they needed to be. They got
that running back's a stud.
Is that Rocket Sanders?
Yeah.
He is huge and he can fly. They have a couple guys that were making plays when they needed them too. But yes, of course, when it comes to SEC West play, look out.
Oklahoma State rolls Pine Bluff. Ohio State rolls Toledo. SMU loses to Maryland. Great win for Maryland. UCF. That was my number one lock of the weekend. Put some solid money there as the Golden Knights. It took a little bit to get warmed up, but once they got warmed up, buddy, they started to handle business.
John Rice Plumlee,
yes,
putting the kind of stat line together that we expected. 339 passing yards, 121 rushing yards, 3 combined touchdowns. Pretty damn good.
Pitt beats Western Michigan. Revenge. They win by 21. South Florida. Oh my God. Don't get me started on that game. Florida's counterfeit. They should not be ranked. Take them out of the rankings right now. Florida had that game.
Yeah.
They had that game. Louisiana, the biggest winning streak, the longest winning streak in college football. That's gone because the Rice Owls. Who the fuck forecasted that? Well, I didn't forecast an outright win, but I was on the Owls plus the points.
Is there any sillier name in college football than the Rice Owls? I mean, is that not the least intimidating combination of names you could ever think of?
Then you have Boston College beats Maine by 21. Didn't cover. I'm a little concerned about the Golden Eagles there. Washington, I told you this all off season. I know you jumped on late. Saw that tide turn. Michael Penix
playing good football.
They whooped their ass, man. That score's a little deceiving.
Washington, I think, a real playoff threat. Whether will they lose to Georgia by 30? Yes. But could they get there and deserve to be there? Yes.
Maybe. I think that Pac-12 North is going to be tough though. I expect them to get some losses. New Mexico.
Yeah, you're right.
New Mexico handles UTEP, a little rivalry game. Shout out to Danny Gonzalez and Rocky Long. They're starting to build something. UTSA loses to Texas, Patty C.
That was Texas a better game than that score.
Yeah, it was. Tough interception, pick 6 on like a wide receiver screen.
Bijan Robinson, 183 rushing yards, several highlight plays. I contend he is the best running back in college football since Derrick Henry. One of the best I've seen in quite a while. I don't know how well it'll translate to the pros because I think he's a little skinny in the legs and ankles, but he sure is lightning and just amazing at the college level. Heisman caliber.
Yeah, Patty C, breaking news. Pick Dundee just hit a money line play. The Eastern Michigan Eagles on the money line, 20.5-point dogs against Arizona State. Holy shit. What a start to the college football season. I need to fucking, this is amazing.
Well,
This is amazing. Well, Chris Creighton, baby.
Very nice.
He's won at Purdue. He's won at Rutgers. He's won at Illinois. He's won at Arizona State.
We know it.
Give the man some respect.
If Scott Satterfield gets fired at Louisiana and Brian Brown takes over, Purdue might be an actual good stop for Chris Creighton to move.
Perhaps, buddy. I just hit that right now. What did I give you today then? I'm serious, folks. I gave you Kansas hit the over. I also had Kansas on the money line at 10.5. Now I know it closed at 8, 10.5. Wyoming yesterday on the money line and plus 17. Eastern Michigan on the money line against Arizona State. Bowling Green on the money line. I had South Alabama lost by 1, but wait, I thought I had one more too. Tulane. Fuck yeah. Let's go.
Like 5-1.
Let's go. That is dominating.
Dogs on the money line.
Look, I don't mean to be bragging so much, but I'm telling you, this is. I mean, I don't know that I have runs like that ever.
Yeah,
you know what I
especially
mean?
for
Like
2
I'm
weeks in
having
a
a
row.
great. Like I think I know my shit. I think I'm good at this, but I'm having a really, really great start to the season.
Hot few weeks here. No doubt about it.
Patty C. We also I guess we talked UTSA. Texas is Texas. Could they win the Big 12? Patty C.
Yeah, I think they're still in play for that.
Will UTSA win the CUSA?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think they have proven to me, and I still think even though they did go 1-2 in this stretch, I can only see one more loss on their schedule, that being the road trip to UAB later in the season.
Yeah,
I think you guys are going to hit that 8.5 over. Nicely done.
Just got to stay healthy. Though.
Knock
Frank
on
Harris
wood.
got to stay healthy.
But looking good for now.
Oregon State dropped 68 on the rain, like the FCF's runner-ups, Montana State. Shout out to my Beavers and Jonathan Smith. And I've only been calling this the whole season. They beat USC next week in Corvallis. Bring it on.
Boom. There it is. It's out there.
That's out there. That's my double-digit play next week. Let's go. Let's keep this train rolling. A&M beat Miami 17-9. We kind of touched base on that already.
Yeah.
Is A&M back?
No, but that was a nice, important win for them to get.
Utah wins 35-7 to San Diego State. USC wins 45-17 to Fresno State. North Dakota State loses in the desert to Arizona 31-28. Jaden DeLaura getting it done for me. My over on Arizona looking better and better. And Eastern Michigan gets the dub. And right now, our other scores, Iowa and Nevada are playing right now. Iowa is up 27-0. This game is happening right now. I love this. What time is it in Iowa right now? 2:24 in the morning.
It sounds about right. 1:24
in the morning. So. Hilarious. Duquesne still down 8 as we go into the fourth quarter. They do have the ball in Hawaii territory. But okay, Patty C. Biggest winner of the day.
Biggest winner of the day.
Is it App State because they had College Game Day there in the Hail Mary?
I think they're on the short list. I'm going to say SEC doing what they do and surviving a lot of scares, and basically positioning themselves to be in the mix for 2 teams at the end of the season, and filling up the top 25. And I hate it because
Florida should not be ranked. I really
do feel like
get Florida out of there.
But again,
if you're struggling with fucking South Florida.
A lot of these games, though, in home environments for the SEC, it does help in these close games to have that home field advantage.
You know who the big winner is for me?
Who's that?
Kansas Jayhawks.
There it is.
Kansas Jayhawks, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's go. And look, I'd throw Duke in that mix too.
And by extension, you and your clients.
That's true. I'm not only the hair club president. Fuck, I fucked that up.
You're not only the owner,
member,
the member of what? Now we're fucking this up.
DGen Nation.
Yeah.
I'm also a member. I don't know what it is. Anyway, folks, appreciate you. Get ready for next week. It's going to be absolutely fantastic as college football, the greatest sport on the planet, rolls on. All right, folks, subscribe to the College Football Experience. Also, remember, subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. We're doing season previews for teams. Get over there, check it out. Season tips November 7th. We come together as one on YouTube as the College Experience. So youtube.com/the College Experience. Patty C is on Twitter at PattyC831. I'm on Twitter at the Colby D. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. NC Nick's on Twitter at NC_NICK. Give us all a follow. Please, if you can, hop on over to iTunes, give us a 5-star review, and say some good things about us. Do it. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. Tomorrow they're going to be early morning. End up breaking down NFL pregame. So check them out. Check out the NFL Gambling Podcast, all that other good stuff. I can't wait to bring you more stuff for this upcoming week, folks. So let's go. This is the college football experience. Week 3 reaction show. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Thank you. Well, this is a great way to get started. And I haven't even won all my games yet. It's a great night to be a Tiger. I'm here with my family. What the fuck did I do wrong, Tom? Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Team speed, for Christ's sake.
You're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're gonna pay for it tonight.
It's easy to see a tide turn.